This is the story of debt and how developing countries get stuck in it. Imagine some country in the world. We'll call it Italia. Now, imagine Italia just got hit by a historic level flood. So many countries are experiencing them these days. Climate disasters are more frequent, intense, and costly. This most likely will mean the loss of lives, homes, livestock, power, and loss of capacity for export, manufacturing, even local government assistance. Italia is poor, kept that way by the so-called institutions of global governance, controlled by wealthy nations, like, for example, the International Monetary Fund. Trade rules are also written against countries like Italia. Before the flood, it struggled to build and maintain roads, schools, and hospitals. Now, it's scrambling to find cash just to rebuild. Italia isn't able to just run large budget deficits to address the crises, as the high-income countries whose governments run the world can do. Italia's only choice? Borrow to pay for disaster costs, mostly from foreign creditors in US dollars and other currencies. But there's a catch. Financial institutions dominated by rich countries set the rules. And those rules, they are not in Italia's favor. Italia pays higher interest rates on loans because of its climate vulnerability. The US Fed's interest rate increases mean that debt has become even more expensive. If it can't pay, it has to go to the IMF, but this comes with harsh conditions. Italia now has to choose between using its limited US dollar reserves to pay debt or purchasing crucial imports like food and medicine. After the flood and Bowering, Italia's stuck. Pay down high debts or invest in safety. It can't do both. The result? Weak public services and no prep for future disasters. The vicious cycle of debt continues. Italia isn't real, but the conditions it faces are, for many countries in today's global south. 79 countries are in or at risk of debt distress. 60 of those, also climate crisis hotspots. Many developing countries can't pay for protection against future disasters, even though it's rich countries and colonialism that caused much of the climate problem. Poor countries are paying the price, quite literally. Climate change hurts health, food, and basic needs, but some countries suffer far more. 55 of 59 at-risk nations faced losses equivalent to 22% of their 2019 national income due to the effects of climate change between 2000 and 2019. As debts grow, money for climate action shrinks. Less cash for hospitals, schools, or roads, social and economic infrastructure. It's a trap. Can't fight climate change, can't prepare for disasters, can't develop properly. More of their money just goes to paying off perpetual debt, like digging a deeper hole and never being able to climb out. What drives this cycle? Well, 70% of public climate finance is in the form of debt. High-income countries, which caused much of the climate crisis and control the international financial architecture, know the problem. But their solution? More of the same. What we really need is to tear down the system, rebuild it fair, provide debt relief with no strings attached, allocate debt-free climate funding, issue more special drawing rights, eliminate IMF austerity agendas. That's the world we need.